Hey everybody, Will here with the Digital Imaging channel. Today we're going to dive into some paper so that you know how much of it you have for your digital scanning project. When you're going to do a digital scanning project with your paper records, how much of it you have is a critical factor and will determine a lot of how much you pay. So if you don't have a lot of paper, you might be in the small project category where, since there's not a lot of it, there's going to be a premium because it's small. Whereas if you have a lot of paper, the per unit price of each sheet may be less than a small project, but because you have so much, it's still going to carry a decent price tag. But either way, it's critical that you know how much you have. So today we're going to show you how to get a good estimate, a good ballpark of how much paper you have so we can work together and come up with a scope for your project. Let's get started. All right, here we are in one of our paper scanning rooms, and what I'm going to show you is a banker's box. Because the banker's box is our favorite unit of measurement, and any scanning company you work with is going to know exactly what a banker's box is. But you can pack it a little differently, so what we're going to show you is a couple examples, and you can see how many pages can go in a banker's box. What we have here is a banker's box, and I have my 15-inch ruler right here, and I'm going to show you standard banker's box is 15 inches deep. In a banker's box, you're going to have roughly 2,500 pages. And what I'm showing you here is pretty standard, where you have a box of paper in various number of folders depending on how many pages are in each folder. You might have 10 folders, you might have, I think we have about 50 here. A normal banker's box is gonna have roughly 2,500 pages. So that's a great way to estimate if you just have a bunch of boxes lying around. So what we have here is another standard banker's box. Got the ruler out so you can make sure I'm telling the truth. 15 inches, same size as the other box. But you can see that there are 0 folders in it, so you just have a couple stacks of paper with rubber bands around them. And this has about 3,000 pages in there. So you can definitely pack a banker's box pretty full. And it'll depend on how you have the files organized. Are they in folders? Are they in binders? Are they just completely loose leaf, just page, 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 page? You may have anywhere between 2,200 and, if it's really full, 3,000 pages. But on the whole, if you have a box of paper, you can estimate about 2,500 office-sized pages. Here we are with the next style of box that we're going to talk about, and what we call it is the double wide box, because it's almost double the size of a standard banker's box. So if you remember, the standard banker's box was 15 inches long. Now this box, there's 15 and then another 10. So it's not exactly double, but it's just an easy term to say double wide. So it's a 25-inch box. It's basically double a standard banker's box. That being said, you're gonna have roughly 4,000 to 5,000 pages, because a standard banker's box is 2,500 pages. This will have 4,000 to 5,000. Again, depending on how you pack it. If all you have are individual pages and no folders, no binders, anything like that, you may have a lot more than that. But if you have the standard folders, maybe 50 to 60 pages a folder, 50 folders a box, well, this one would be closer to 100 folders in a box, you're probably gonna have about 4,000 to 5,000 pages. And just to show you, I'll pull this one out, and you can see, you got some folders, some pages, standard stuff. That's a double wide, 25 inches long, and you're gonna have roughly 4,000 to 5,000 pages in the double wide box. Okay, so we've moved about 10 feet this direction into the hallway, and we're at another banker's box. When I open this up, we have oversized building plans. This is the same size banker's box as what we had in the other rooms that we were showing you, the standard banker's box, but these are oversized plans. You're looking like engineering drawings that are 18 by 24 or 24 by 36 inches, and you can see they're folded in here. So a normal box, standard banker's box, will hold about 2,500 normal office-sized pages. This holds about 400 to 450 folded plans. Depends on how clean your folding is and how tight you can get them. Next, same type of material, but a different box, is this oversized box here. Now the difference is these are rolled plans. So the box is taller, but instead of folding them, our client decided to roll them up. And this also holds about 400 to 450 oversized documents. So completely different box types, but they hold about the same number of actual sheets when you pack them up and send them to us for scanning. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at today for paper scanning and how much paper you have before you do a scanning project is the cabinet. So what we have here is one of our cabinets, and I'm going to show you some measurements, give you an estimate of how many pages are in this cabinet. Get my trusty ruler, and just to show you, I have a 15-inch ruler, the same one I've been using. There's 15 inches, another 15, so that's 30, 36. So you're looking at about a 3-foot wide cabinet. Now, 36 inches, let's do a little rounding down to 15 inches. Coincidentally, that's the same size as a banker's box. So, if I have a 3-foot wide drawer, you have roughly 2 banker's boxes of material in that drawer. It all depends on how tightly it's packed, how many folders there are, if it's even full, all those little nuances. I'll pull this out here. You can see this is packed pretty full. Now, it's not tight to the brim, but it's pretty full. If one drawer is 2 boxes and I have a 4-drawer cabinet, this cabinet, if it was completely full, holds about 8 boxes of material. So, let's say you have 4 of these cabinets and you call us, you say, hey, I have 4 cabinets of records. We'll ask you, well, how wide is it, how many drawers there are, and once we figure out you have a 3-foot wide 4-drawer cabinet that we said is about 8 boxes, and you have 4 of these, you have about 30 to 35 boxes of paper. So that's a quick way to estimate if you have cabinets. And there are a lot of different styles of cabinets, this is just one, but just measure it and kind of equate it to a box. Something we're not showing you today is just shelving. Like, let's say you have just racks along, some of your rooms, a storage room, with just racks of loose paper or paper in folders or binders, whatever it is. Same idea with the cabinets. Just do a quick estimate by measuring. So again, just get a ruler, either your 15-inch ruler like I have or just a normal ruler, or measuring tape. Measure out the linear feet on at least one section of the shelves, and then you can apply that to the rest of the shelves to get a general idea of how many pages or how much paper you have. Here we are back where we started. We talked about banker's boxes. We talked about double wide boxes. We talked about oversized boxes. We talked about oversized records in banker's boxes. Shelves and cabinets, we hit everything today for how you can estimate how much paper you have before you do a paper scanning project. If you got something out of it, we're happy that you came. Subscribe to our channel to get more of this content going forward. See you next time. I'm Will with the Digital Imaging Channel.